welcome back. You're watching the Realty Debate. Bangalore's road infrastructure has always been a cause of grief for residents and home buyers, and Chennai too has major property markets riding on the back of proposed infrastructure projects. How have they fared in the last year? Lakshmi Sivadas joins us with the details. Lakshmi, what are the latest updates from Bangalore and Chennai?
As you had said, Vasudha, Bangalore has always had a large track record for having a number of projects that were stalled or delayed. But in the last year, quite a few projects have seen significant progress. One of them is, of course, the Namma Metro. The green line of the Namma Metro is now reaching completion. It just needs 3 reaches to complete it. Last year, the government flagged off the Sampige Road, Yashwantpur and Peenya stretch. And this year, they flagged off the Peenya and Nagasandra stretch. Apart from that, the Bangalore-Mysore highway was a cause of concern for commuters between both the cities for the congestion there. This road is now being upgraded from a 4-laner to a 6-laner. Apart from this, the elevated expressway from Hebbal to the international airport has also been completed, and the government is also planning on giving the city 54 skywalks for pedestrians and is also working on master plans for the Bangalore-Mumbai Industrial Corridor and the Bangalore-Chennai Industrial Corridor. But not all projects have seen the same luck. For example, the peripheral ring road is still stuck for funding concerns from the government. Of the 11 signal-free corridors that were to be executed, only 2 have seen the light of day. And finally, the tender shop projects, although under progress, they have been facing concerns on implementation and allocation. Moving on to Chennai, in Chennai as well, the Metro Line 1 between Coimbatore and Alandur is under construction. It's expected to be completed by the year end. The first phase of the outer ring road between Vandalur and Nemalicherry is already constructed. The second phase connecting it to Minjur is under construction, expected to be completed by September 2016. This will help decongest the core areas of the city. Apart from this, the Old Madras Road IT corridor was also heavily congested, and the government has now given a go-ahead for upgrading that as well. Finally, even Chennai does not have the same luck when it comes to the other projects. For example, the Greenfield Airport in Sri Perumbudur is still stuck awaiting clearance from the government. The Madurai Royal Expressway has also been stalled, and finally the Chennai monorail has seen no bidders for tenders and therefore is also stalled.
Okay, I'm joined by gentlemen to comment on these 2 markets, Bangalore and Chennai, and their accompanying infrastructure. Joining me now is Ashwini Kumar, Chief Operating Officer, Nitesh Estates, and also Mr. M. Gautam Reddy, MD and CEO, Ramki Enviro Engineers Limited, and still with us to share their perspective, Mr. Satish Parak of Ashoka Buildcon and Santosh Kumar of JLL India. Ashwini, to you first. Mr. Kumar, Bangalore seems to have made significant progress on its infrastructure, at least on some projects. Is there more to be done? How do you assess Bangalore's performance over the last year in terms of its connectivity projects?
Okay, so when you're saying connectivity, let me really talk about the transportation. So it's really the roads and the metros. So talking about the metro railway first, there, of course, the first phase, which is roughly about 42.3 kilometers of lines, that is still underway. It's a very small stretch which has got started as of now, and which attracts only about somewhere around 25,000 to 30,000 riders per day. So the impact right now is not very significant in terms of easing the congestion. But yes, it is attracting people. They do factor in when they are looking for a place to work, or when they are when a company is looking for where to locate, that becomes an important parameter. When people are looking at where to stay, whether it is close to the metro, it does become an important parameter. But the real effect on the ground will be felt only at least after the phase 1 is complete. And that's going to be what they are now saying by March of 2016. This is going to actually be followed by another 72 kilometer stretch in phase 2. And I think when phase 2 is complete, then that will certainly have a huge impact. Coming to roads, we did see the immediate impact of a few things. I will talk about 2 micro markets which have changed very, very significantly. One is the Hennur micro market. And this is seeing a lot of attraction. And the reason why it is seeing a lot of attraction, number one is, of course, the move of the international airport. Whenever an airport moves, it typically draws the city towards it. And then, of course, it was closely followed by the outer ring road. They made the outer ring road signal free, and then again the connectivity to the airport from the Central Business District side, that also improved by the national highway.
I also want to bring in some urban planning perspective here, and I'm hoping Mr. Reddy could give that to us. We're only talking about, big ticket infrastructure, expressways, roads and metro projects, but isn't urban planning and the housing hubs that we are creating also about creating more inclusive infrastructure? The Tender Shore project is much talked about in Bangalore especially, but that has also been stuck. Tender Shore project was going to develop pedestrian friendly roads for Bangalore. That's stuck now. Mr. Reddy, your comments on that?
If you look at a very macro perspective, first and foremost, we have to realize that it is productivity which makes all the difference. And when we talk of productivity, we are fundamentally talking of agricultural productivity and manufacturing productivity, which are to be supported by infrastructure, which creates the combined economy. The productivity is what creates the economy. Infrastructure is what attracts productivity to come to a particular place. Unfortunately, we are stuck in a situation where infrastructure is stuck somewhere at 15-20% execution, and that's because of combination of various things. We have seen a combination of situation where half the projects are stuck beyond 100% of time delays. Take any metro rail in the country, take any national highway in the country, take any power project in the country, take any water supply project in the country. Every single infrastructure in the country is now delayed beyond 100% of the originally estimated time. As a result of this, the productivity hasn't yet caught up. Once these two are delayed, economy is delayed, and as a result of economy being delayed, we are certainly seeing an impact on property across the country. It's not one particular city, it's not one particular micro market. As a country, we are seeing a gap in terms of delay in infrastructure, leading to delay in productivity, leading to delay in economic growth, leading to a demand surge or a demand collapse in terms of the property pricing.
Coming to Mr. Satish Parakh now. Now, for Bangalore and Chennai, one of the big futuristic projects is the Bangalore-Chennai Industrial Corridor. Now, it's still too early to talk about it. Approvals and land acquisition is still to be done. But the other big project that the Modi government is talking about is developing smart cities. But you can't build these smart cities fast and sustainable if you don't have rapid transit corridors in our country. So, do you think the Modi government can really deliver on that front? Because connectivity infrastructure has to come up first if we are to ever even dream about smart cities. Mr. Parakh.
Yeah, we have been hearing about smart cities, and definitely with the will of the Modi government, we feel this will be done. See, we are engaged in Chennai Outer Ring Road. Chennai Outer Ring Road is a 60 kilometer of corridor which the state is doing. This is a very futuristic kind of design with 22 meters of length in the median left for futuristic development for metros and widening of the road. It also has a 50-meter wide, 60-kilometer length of commercial corridor left. So these kind of futuristic projects we have done, definitely we can see even planning for smart cities. Along with peripheral roads and along with acquisition of land for outer ring roads, we must acquire land for smart cities.
Okay, coming to you, Mr. Ashwini Kumar, we spoke about the peripheral ring road just now, 65-kilometer road that's going to connect key property hubs of Tumkur Road, Hosur Road, Bellary Road. That project has been stuck in land acquisition and compensation issues. Is this a big setback for the Bangalore market?
Yes, if the peripheral ring road happens, then all along the planned peripheral ring road, of course, the prices have already risen quite significantly along that route. But it is going to open up new micro markets. Several of these areas are not reachable as of now. So it's going to allow the city to expand. It's going to allow the decongestion of the city. So that's certainly something which is going to be good for the city.
Okay, Mr. Reddy, coming to you now. What is your advice to the state governments in Karnataka and Tamil Nadu for the key property hubs which are concentrated in Bangalore and Chennai? What should their approach be towards expediting infrastructure development? Do you foresee uncertainties with respect to the land acquisition law overhaul? What's your take?
Firstly, I think there's a lot of planning going on regarding the transport infrastructure like ring roads and creating new micro markets by opening up lands around the city which are 30-40 kilometers away, which is a fantastic approach. Completion of metro rails, completion of monorails, completion of airports and decongestion of the city is a fantastic approach. Coupled with this, there must be two other major focus that has to come: water supply, sewage treatment and disposal, and power to these micro markets is very important, because if you look at the Hyderabad ring road, for example, today the neighborhoods of the ring road do not still have the water supply, sewerage system or the power connectivity, which makes them still a city away from a city. So they have to be connected to the major city, and that is what will make it an inclusive development, which I think both the Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Andhra governments will start performing, and the Telangana government will start performing, and that should create better productivity in the near future.
Okay, so with that, we'll wrap up this edition of the Realty Debate. You can't build housing in isolation just to achieve that big 6 crore mark for housing for all by 2022. Connectivity infrastructure has to go hand in hand as new towns and sub-cities get created as our cities expand their geographies. Okay, so Ashwini Kumar, M. Gautam Reddy, Satish Parak and Santosh Kumar, pleasure to have you all with us on this edition of the Realty Debate. And to all our viewers, keep tuning into the Property Show. We'll see you next time on NDTV Prime. Goodbye.